Good afternoon. Can folks hear me okay? Thank you all so much. Welcome to the White House. Welcome to the Navy Department Library and Reception Room. My name is Kota Mizutani, and I serve as a Senior Advisor for AA and NHPI engagement here at the White House. Today is a very special day, not only because this is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, but because we are here to celebrate Vesak, the holiest day for Buddhists across America and across the world. As the President noted in his statement today, Vesak is a time to reflect on the Buddhist teachings, including the need to work for peace and justice and cultivate humility and compassion as we work together towards a brighter future. We are proud that the now annual tradition of celebrating Vesak at the White House started under this administration. Thanks to the dedicated leadership of the second gentleman and so many others, we have held this celebration every year since 2021. In continuing that tradition, we are fortunate to be joined today by esteemed venerable leaders from diverse Buddhist schools both in the United States and across the world, representatives from the State Department, ambassadors, and representatives of embassies from across the globe. Thank you all for being here with us today. I'm also pleased to recognize Erika Moritsugu, Deputy Assistant to the President and the first ever AA and NHPI Senior Liaison, who has been instrumental in hosting this celebration every year. And without further ado, it is now my pleasure to invite the host of our annual White House Vesak celebrations, the second gentleman of the United States, to the lectern, please.
Good to see you again. Welcome back to the White House. It's great to see everyone again, and it's great to see how the room has expanded in our fourth year doing this. Thank you to the venerables of the unique Buddhist schools from across the country, as well as the representatives of the lay devotees here today. Wangmo, where are you? Are you behind me?
Behind you.
Thank you again, year 4. For doing this together. This is such a great day for me each year that we've been here and we've been able to do this. So thank you for all you do in bringing us back together. And thank you to the embassies from all over the world who are here today as well at the White House. It's so meaningful to welcome you here again. And for those of you who haven't been here, welcome for the first time. And to the great Erika, who has been here from day one, making not only this special event happen, but such an incredible advocate for not only your community, but communities, all communities. And she is such a great colleague and partner, and thank you again. And Kota, thank you as well. 2021, we started this tradition of hosting Vesak at the White House. It started small. There were just a few of us here that first time, and we did it in the Secretary of War Suite, which is a much smaller room. And look where we are now. It's pretty incredible. It's great to see how it's grown, and each year we are including more and more embassies than we have in the past, so that's incredible. We are also showcasing the beauty and the diversity of all the communities. And it underscores the vibrancy of just the people-to-people ties. And that's what it's about. It's about people and it's about community. As part of my work as second gentleman, I've traveled all across this country, but I've also traveled all across the world. And I've met in many of those instances with local faith leaders and organizations, and have felt and formed deep connections and deep relationships across diverse communities and faiths, again, across this country and across the world, and this event is a big part of that. And it's important that we build these coalitions. It's important that we all come together, one, to express our interconnectedness, our faith, our joy, but also to combat hate. because the one and best way to combat hate is to do it together, to come together and do that, because we know in this room that there's so much more that unites us than divides us. We also can't forget, and I say this all the time when I speak out as the first Jewish White House principal, I always talk about, even in the face of hate and anti-Semitism, I always talk about finding joy in my own faith. And I want to express that to everyone else, that as we celebrate this event and celebrate our cultures coming together, let's just keep that joy at all times. I am looking forward to once again sharing in the lamp lighting ritual. The butter lamp, which is right there, has sat in my office in a very special place of honor since 2021. And I've had, and the Buddha has sat in our suite of offices as well. So, but the butter lamp's in my office, and I've had leaders and dignitaries come into my office, as you can imagine, from all over the country and all over the world. And every time I give that tour of my office, I point out that butter lamp in its place of honor in my office. So that's how important this is to me. And as we light the lamp, again, let us celebrate the universal principles of compassion, humility, and peace. And let us all recommit to building a better future for all. Thank you again so much. Wang Mo, back to you. Thank you.
Well, today is auspicious. It certainly is, for the fourth time, to be welcomed in this beautiful hall. I remember the first year, and it was just a few of us, and who would have guessed that this gathering would grow like this? And I've heard whispers that there are closet Buddhists in the White House, and so well done for showing up today. I'm really happy to see you all here. Thank you so much to the second gentleman and the White House staff for putting this great event together. It really does mean so much to us as Buddhists in America. First and foremost, may I express my deepest gratitude to the second gentleman for holding this Vesak celebration in the White House for the fourth time. We have been seen and heard by the Biden administration, and we wish to express our deepest appreciation and thanks to all of those who have been involved in this auspicious gathering from the beginning. For as we gather here today at the White House to celebrate this significant event, it is a great honor to speak to you about something of immense importance, not just for a particular faith community, but for the rich cultural mosaic that defines our nation. Today, in the presence of monastics and ambassadors from many great countries, we come together to honor Vesak, a sacred occasion celebrated by millions of Buddhists around the world. Vesak, also known as Buddha Purinama, commemorates the birth, the enlightenment, and passing away of Gautama Buddha. While traditionally observed in Buddhist majority countries, its profound message transcends borders, resonating deeply with people from all walks of life, including here in America. In the United States, we are home to around 3,000 Buddhist temples, each representing the diverse traditions of Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. These temples carry lineages that trace back to the time of the Buddha and the great masters who have preserved and passed down the teachings of the Dharma from one generation to another for over thousands of years. Many elders have journeyed here to America, enriching our nation with their profound wisdom. At the heart of the Buddha Dharma is the conveyance of the truth of reality. It teaches the Four Noble Truths, that we should understand suffering and identify its cause, and so find a path to the cessation of suffering and the way of life that embodies that path. This fundamental teaching illuminates a universal truth that remains timeless and profoundly relevant to the challenges we face in modernity. Central to these teachings is the practice of the Eightfold Path, a guide living to wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. So the lamp we light today is significant as it symbolizes this path and the potential to realize it that exists within each of us. In times of challenge, where wars and internal disagreements run rampant, let us reimagine this light as a beacon of hope, a possibility for each of us to manifest harmony and well-being within ourselves, and ultimately to become ambassadors of world peace. This message originating from this room can resonate around the world, as so many look to America to lead with its profound commitment to true internal freedom. Imagine the power within us to illuminate the world, showing that wisdom and compassion are the ways to lead humanity. Let us remember that we have such great figures like the Buddha to remind us that enlightenment is possible, even in this lifetime. Today we celebrate that possibility together. As we commemorate Vesak here at the White House, let us reaffirm our commitment to upholding the values of tolerance, compassion, and inclusivity that are at the core of the American spirit. Let us honor decency and civility and stand in solidarity with all our brothers and sisters from all faiths, recognizing the richness they bring to our cultural tapestry. In closing, may each of us carry the inspiration and spirit of Vesak into our everyday lives. May we embrace the beautiful qualities that the Buddha has shown us to build a brighter and kinder future for all Americans, guided by the timeless quality of love, compassion, and mutual understanding. By lighting this lamp today, we send a message of peace and harmony that will resonate throughout the world. Thank you for being a part of our shared history in America. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now I would like to take this great honor to invite the second gentleman, Douglas Emhoff, to begin this auspicious lighting of the lamp. Thank you so much. Now we will begin the program, the traditional program of hearing from the three different yanas, or the three different branches of the Buddha Dharma, and we will begin with the Theravada tradition. And with this, I would like to ask Venerable Dhammasiri of Cambodia, on behalf of the Cambodian Sangha, to please come forward and light the lamp. Thank you, Venerable. Now may I ask the Venerables from the Theravada tradition to please come to the all together to recite the precious teachings in Pali, the qualities of the Buddha. together. Thank you, Venerables. Now I would like to request from the Mahayana tradition, Venerable Sunmun Sonnim from Korea to please come up and light the lamp. Thank you. Now I would like to request the Venerables from the Mahayana tradition to please come forward and to recite
The Bodhisattva of great compassion from the deep practice of Prajnaparamita, perceived the emptiness of all five skandhas, and delivered all beings from their suffering. O Shariputra, promise no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. The same is true of feeling, thought, impulse, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dharmas are empty, they are not born nor annihilated, they are not defiled nor immaculate, they do not increase nor decrease. So in emptiness, no form, no feeling, no thought, no impulse, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or objects of mind, no realm of sight, no realm of consciousness, no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, no extinction of death, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cease from suffering, no path to lead out of suffering, no knowledge, no attainment, no realization, for there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva holds on nothing but Prajnaparamita. Therefore, the mind is clear of delusion, ignorance. Without hindrance, there is no fear. Away from all pursuit, view of one reaches final nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future, through faith in Prajnaparamita, attain to the highest perfect enlightenment. Know then that Prajnaparamita is the great Dharani, the radiant fearless mantra, the utmost supreme mantra, which is capable of allaying all pain. This is true beyond all doubt. Proclaim now the highest wisdom, the Prajnaparamita. Gata gate varagate parasangate bodhisattva. Gate gate varagate parasangate bodhisattva. Gate gate varagate paragate bodhisattva.
Thank you, Venerables, from the Mahayana tradition. I would also like to request Venerable Ajahn Tanat to say a few words on behalf of the Theravada message, and then we'll hear from Reverend Marvin Harada.
Homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, Most Venerable Mahasangha, distinguished guests, Excellencies, and dear friend in Dhamma. On behalf of the Thai Bhikkhu Sangha in USA, I'd like to thank Ms. Wang Mo Dixie and the organizing committee who organized for celebrate Vesak here in White House. Vesak Day honored the birth, enlightenment, and passing away of the Buddha. First, the birth of the Buddha benefit for all the people because his message can alleviate suffering. And second, his enlightenment shows us that we can achieve the blissful state of mind and expelling our greed, hatred, and delusion. Third, his death revealed the truth of impermanence of life and understanding about the life not impermanent for all. The United Nations General Assembly recognized this day in 1999 and fulfilled the hope of the International Buddhist Conference. The Council of the Thai Bhikkhus in the United States also continue to commemorate this day. The celebration of Vesak Day, I want to share some of the Buddha words After his enlightenment, Buddha said, "Open for all human beings are the door to deathless. Let those with ears show their faith shortly before his death. He uttered, all conditioned things are of nature of decay. Strive to untiringly, so let us continue developing our faith into wisdom by embodying Buddha's teaching in our life every day and sharing love and kindness with others. May you be blessed by the Tribune. Thank you very much."
Thank you, Reverend Marvin Harada from the Bishops' Churches of America.
Distinguished guests, venerable Buddhist masters and teachers, and friends in the Sangha, our deepest gratitude to the Biden administration and to the second gentleman for this wonderful opportunity to gather for this auspicious occasion today. Mahayana literally means large vehicle, like a big bus that carries many people. Buddhism uses the metaphor of a vehicle to illustrate how Buddhism is a teaching that carries us from a life of delusion, ignorance, and suffering to a life of awakening, wisdom, and liberation. This large vehicle carries anyone and everyone, regardless of race, gender, social status, or sexual orientation. Our world is in great need of the teachings to awaken us to our own greed, anger, and ignorance that brings suffering not only for ourselves, but to others. We are in great need of the teachings that urge us to listen to the Dharma, to listen to others, to listen to our own inner voice. We are in great need of the teachings that act as a mirror, enabling us to deeply self-reflect, to truly live a life of humility and gratitude. We are in great need of the teachings that urge us to live a life of a bodhisattva, to work for the enlightenment of all beings. The Heart Sutra that we just recited expresses the interconnected world of oneness. This understanding of the world enables us to live with a deep sense of compassion, to treat all beings as if they are our brothers and sisters, to treat all beings as if they are a part of each of us, and in truth, they are. The Buddha's deepest wish for the world is that all beings might find true peace and happiness. Today, as we celebrate and pay reverence to the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and passing into nirvana, may the Buddha's wish for the world be fulfilled.
Thank you, Bishop. Now I would like to request for the lighting of the lamp from the Vajrayana tradition, Venerable Khenpo Tsotrom from the Drikung Kagyu tradition, to please come up and light the lamp. Thank you, Venerable. Now I would like to request the Venerables from the Vajrayana tradition to please come up and to recite together. This will be recited in the Tibetan tradition, in the Tibetan language, and it is the prayer for the future of the Dharma.
samji namsi judo tanje do korwa jigda serdo sonda shakya tu kaudam naye la sangye babu dunla chalsa lo semje dundu taje kawa kanshi chekyo dan taje dewa tamba temba yurin barjuro che ngenge nebe che da kangye sowa yonga semje yonga jote che temba yurin barjuro che udan gomo juma da noda wanje shinda tenche chancho che dambe temba yurin barjuro che age sanje ram sanje nyende mata mata traso dava che be temba yurin barjuro che kalwa che wa duma da duma na so nyonjo chanjo de do te za be temba yurin barjuro che tage chuden du sho da ka do yurin tenche choje sanje ngeje be temba yurin barjuro che tame chede tande be tauto tenche karo semje tamje chakde temba yurin barjuro che zudo tauto tenche shen semje nyumo nyingpane semje ngeje zejo be temba yurin barjuro che samde namda sume kan tenze kange chenye gomba tete dage ne temba yurin barjuro che ishe dundo dagi me kato nada tenche tenche duma nye tembe temba yurin barjuro seve yuye shata tan sola yonso tangyo yela yela tamba ye chezo namba pekyo dangen dipe semje na chambe salwa ninche tekpa sonla rangge bi chuye chujin yeyo che dangen tapche yurba semje dangen leta yanda dala kuche be chona namba pekyo che tage semje dumu nyumo mele tarche shen tele leje be tabo yure nekyo che tage mute chenche tabe chule tarche te yanda tala kyo tago tato kyo che yure tempa ba yoro che changjo semcho repo che maje banan che yoro che kepa nyamba mepa kone kondo pewa esho sunam diye kamje zepa tone nyebe tanam kamje keka na che balon chupa sebe chole dowa esho.
Thank you, Venerables, from the Vajrayana tradition. Now I would like to request Khenpo Lodro Tai Rinpoche to please come up and deliver a short blessing.
Good afternoon and Tashidela. On this auspicious day, we commemorated Buddha Shakyamuni. I wish to offer my universal respect to all the religions and to thank the officials and organizers here at the White House, and in particular to Wamola and everyone else who made this Vesak celebration possible. In our tradition, there are 5 excellent circumstances associated with the Buddha. The first is the excellent place. On this occasion, the White House, it not only represents America, but shines its light as a source of democracy and freedom of religion for all. The second is the excellent teacher. In our Vajrayana tradition, this has 2 meanings. The inner meaning of a teacher is the innate nature of the mind of all beings, called the Buddha nature. The other meaning is the Buddha Shakyamuni, a beacon of peace, celebrated here today and all over the world. The third is the excellent retinue, symbolized by everyone assembled here, ordained and lay practitioners, people of different countries, of different faith, gathered together to recognize Buddha and his legacy of teachings. The fourth is the excellent time. This special day, the most important for all Buddhists, commemorates the birth, awakening, and the passing of the Buddha. People celebrate these across the globe in different ways, and we gathered here at the White House to offer butter lamps, aspirations, and speak in the spirit of unity. The fifth is the excellent Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha, in our tradition called the Sutras and the Tantras. These are, in essence, the wisdom that realizes our natural state as a Buddha nature, and the compassion and love and kindness which arise from it. Wisdom frees us from suffering. Compassion and love benefit all beings. With the Buddha taught not to discriminate based on differences between race, ethnicity, or religion, but to consider the life of each and every being equally valuable. This aligns with the core values of America: democracy, independence, equality, and freedom of religion for all. I'm so grateful to be in this country with these freedoms and to celebrate Vesak here with you today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rinpoche. Thank you. Now, this part of the program is a new addition. We've invited prominent lay Buddhist Americans to join in our program, and this year I've asked for the 2 young men here, Trey Larson and Dorje Dixie, to please come forward and light 2 lamps on behalf of the youth. And Dorje happens to be my son, so I'm a proud mom. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. We'd like to invite, on behalf of the lay people, Roger Rosner, who's coming from San Jose, from the big company called Apple, and he's going to speak to us today on behalf of the lay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Rosner. I'm a vice president at Apple and the executive sponsor of the Apple Buddhist Association and a board member at Tricycle Magazine. I want to express my deep gratitude to the second gentleman for making this event possible. to Wangmo Dixie and the IBAA for organizing everything. In particular, I want to express my gratitude to the Mahasangha and to the representatives of the Buddhist nations, whose cultures and teachers carried the Dharma through thousands of years from one humble monk and nun to the next, all the way to the shores of this diverse land, where it has benefited millions of people, including people who didn't know anything about Buddhism. I myself grew up only a few miles from here, the son of a Chinese mom who moved to Taiwan in the 1950s, where she met my father, a Jewish-American World War II vet and a US diplomat. I was dimly aware of the many Buddha statues in our house when I was growing up, but I had no interest in the Dharma. I had somehow gotten it into my head that science would explain everything. I think I watched too much Star Trek. And that view worked okay for a while, until after a series of relatively conventional family tragedies, it suddenly didn't work at all. I was super fortunate then to be reintroduced to the Buddha's explanation of what ails us and his very clear cure of his understanding that our very minds are the source of our suffering and the key to our liberation. I'm heartened today to see how the wisdom, ethics, and practices of the Buddha have spread throughout America. The Buddha's teachings are being embraced in schools, households, meditation centers, benefiting many people. And it is my hope and aspiration that this event will inspire still more. So on this day, I'm deeply honored to be able to express my joy in celebrating the birth, enlightenment of passing of the Buddha, especially here in the White House. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roger. Wonderful to have that with us. Now we have this special request for the White House staff to join us in the celebration of Vesak. And we would like to request principally Erica Moritsauga, who has been really very key in bringing us together. So please give her a round of applause. This lady is very special to us. I would like to ask Kota Mutsunani to please come to the dais, and he's been so helpful all along in connecting us to this program. Thank you, Kota. I'd like to invite Reverend Thomas Bowen. Thank you so much, Reverend. I'd like to request Crystal Kahi. Thank you. Jonathan Black. Thank you, Jonathan. Aranga Kangahama?
Thank you all very much. We will now take a quick group photo with the second gentleman for those we had identified from before. If you could please come up to the front for the quick group photo. Thank you.
Look right there, please. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you all so much again for being with us today for this celebration of Vesak. We hope you enjoyed the program. Just again, happy Vesak. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care. And please feel free, if you would like to also come up and light any of the remaining lamps. You feel free to do so. We do have the space for a little bit longer, so no rush to get out. But thank you all so much for joining us again today. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.